Hi, welcome back to Hostbox CH channel and back to computer architecture and organization series. Today we are going to see the topic called memory hierarchy in computer organization and architecture. The previous session I explained about the types of memory. As continued with the another session, I explained about the types of ROM, which includes the PROM, WEPROM, EPROM, class flash memory. Also, I hope that you understand. Today we are going to see the operation of memory hierarchy or what of the question asked. Main memory hierarchy in computer organization architecture. You can answer the following things. Okay, so this are topic definitely helpful for the lecture, definitely helpful for who are preparing GATE competitive exam and whether you're pursuing BTech or second year or third year, different streams of engineering also definitely it will be helpful for you. Let's go for the session today. Today's session we are going to see the introduction to the introduction to the topic called memory unit, as well as continued by the main memory hierarchy and the interrelationship between the components and last, and also what is memory hierarchy exactly and the goals of memory hierarchy here, and also the main hierarchy in computer system with the help of a block diagram. So introduction. So memory unit is one of the essential component in the any computer, any modern digital computer. Memory unit is the one where everyone, because we need memory unit because if you want to store any data, programs and data, whatever there, you need set of memory unit only. And also just go for introduction here. In the design of the computer system, a processor as well as a large amount of memory devices has been used, all of you know. And also, however, the main problem is these parts are expensive. And also, so the memory organization of the system can be done by memory hierarchy. So there will be a structure for the real time in the real time world. The computer design means there will be a structure. Based on the structure or arrangement only computer will work, and also it has several levels of memory with the different performance rates, and but all this can supply the an exact purpose such that the access time can be reduced here. The memory hierarchy was developed depending upon the behavior of the program. So there will be some of the arrangements given. So remember one thing, some of the following the pyramid structure here, some of the following the normal structure. I am not using the pyramid structure, so don't get confusion. At the end of this session I will explain more and more points here, so just have idea. And also what is meant by main memory. So many people don't know about the exact meaning of main memory here. I want to convey here. That means whenever the main memory directly main unit, whenever the main unit directly comes with CPU, that is called as main memory here. Okay, whenever the main unit memory unit is directly communicating with CPU, that is called main memory here. And also why we need this memory hierarchy means we go for secondary devices. Why? Because all are helpful to get the backup storage also. So now what is memory hierarchy? So memory hierarchy is the hierarchy of memory and storage devices found in a computer system. So these are common for any modern computer, digital computer or laptop or whatever there. And also the memory in a computer can be divided into 5 hierarchies based on the speed as well as use. The processor can move from one level to another based on its requirements. The 5 hierarchies in the memory are generally registers, cache memory, main memory, magnet disk and magnet tabs also. Here now the first 3 hierarchies, here I just not tell remember the 5 components, remember, that is registers, cache, main memory, magnet disk and magnet tabs. First 3 are important. The diagram also, these are the top level. The first 3 are called here volatile memories, which means when there is no power and then automatically they lose their stored data also. And whereas the last 2 hierarchies are not volatile, which means they store the data permanently. So let's example say, you can say the example of pen drive, floppy disk. Nowadays we don't have, but pen drive you can see, or CD-ROMs, CD, DVDs and etc. And also a memory element is the set of storage devices which store the binary data in the type of bits, as of now. And also in general, the storage of memory can be classified into 2 categories such as volatile as well as non-volatile. The last class also explained the meaning of what is volatile and non-volatile, difference also, and difference between the RAM and ROM, and ROM between ROM and the EPROM also. So ROM and the PROM also. Now the next thing is, what are the goals or objective of memory hierarchy? There are 2 goals are important here, objectives. First one is to obtain the highest possible average access speed, and also another goal is to minimize the total cost of the entire memory system. So for example, if you for the software engineer or whatever there are 2 streams are important. One is software, one is hardware. So when you go for computers, use lifelong or whatever there, computer knowledge must, and you should not say only software, you should not say only hardware. So we need everything based on the hardware also. Hardware, explain whether the cost, what is the cost of the device, and also how it will perform, how to get the best computer today, and how it will perform for your user requirements and so on. So many things there are. So it should be have a access speed, that means execution of the speed, execution of program or whatever, it should be very high, and also it minimizes the total cost of the entire memory system. Some of the cost will be flexible for you, like that. Okay, so before going this diagram, you are see this is the diagram where is showing the block diagram of memory hierarchy in the computers. We'll see over some of the points I'll say in orally only, you can understand. Here there will be registers will be there, primary cache will be there, secondary cache will be there, main memory. At last we have magnetic disk and secondary memory here. So that's called here is called L1 primary memory, where is called L2. At last here secondary memory, where magnetic disk called L3. Still some components is there followed by here, that is called optical disk. At last magnetic tape also. Now before going this explanation, just to see some points here. The primary or cache memory, here it is always located on the processor chip. And also secondary cache or level 2, here it is placed between the primary cache and the rest of the memory. And also the memory is implemented using the dynamic components like SIMM, RIMM, at last DIMM. And also the access time for main memory is about 10 times longer than the access time for L1 cache. So now we go for the before seeing these points, practical life. So here in the practically what you understand here means there will be a diagrams given with followed by increasing size, increasing speed, and increasing cost per bit. Okay, now all of you, that's first we go for here, what is the use of this secondary memory or secondary devices, secondary memory devices. Why? Because for example, let's assume I have one program or a large file, the size of the file is 4 GB, but I have RAM with the size of 2 GB only. So how it's possible to store the data? Not possible. So that time we need support of secondary memory devices. Remember, so if your RAM size is 2 GB or less than 2 GB also, if you want to store large file, the file or program, the program size or large files is 4 GB, that time you need magnetic secondary devices, because the secondary devices by default the size is large or huge also. For example, say the pen drive. Today we can say the real-time pen drive will be available with 8 GB, 32 GB and 16 GB and so on. Minimum nowadays you can say minimum 8 GB. So there you can store a lot of data. Okay, now whenever go for communication, whenever the computer start to work, and what will happen? Suppose you have stored successfully. Whenever some programs in auxiliary memory, it will move to the main memory here, and also communicate with the processor, and last we can view the output here. That's the thing you have to remember. And also at the same time it also improve the performance of the computer. It never lose. Okay, the access time of the computer also very good here. Now next to his main memory, all of you know main memory. Here very important thing is, next important thing is cache memory. And also moreover, what is sub secondary devices? Another important use is, it is also used for backup the storage information, or else always with the backup files. And also it also store the these are files, these are the removable files. For example, today I have a file called a.txt, I saved in pen drive, and tomorrow I don't want, I can keep in the system. The next time I don't want means I can remove the file. For example, in the pen drive I have file a.txt, I want to delete means I can delete it. It will be just removed. So what are the secondary devices there? We can remove the file anytime. That is a remove. And also support the backup. Suppose today I have some important document in your primary computer or primary memory and saved in the disk. After you can save one extra copy in the backup copy in the secondary devices like your pen drive or something. So whenever you want, you can take it. Something happened to your computer, has anything worst case, you can backup the data and use it here, use in your main system, right? So like that many things begin to the secondary or auxiliary devices. These are come under the level 3 and level 4 also. So in the upcoming sessions definitely expect the working of magnetic disk, optical disk, and also magnetic tab. Still we are using this components here. So remember, secondary devices are used for backup or removal files, store the removal files here. And the main next one is cache. So many times I told about the I have a separate session called introduction cache memory, and the connection between the some other concept I told about. Cache means what? Cache means is the fastest memory unit, where it's also located between the processor register and the processor and the main memory, in between the processor and the main memory. What is use of cache means it also speed up the data. So improve the performance of the computer, and also speed up the data, and moreover it always store the frequently used programs and data. So computer means what? Memory unit where go for take care of the storage of primary programs and the data. So frequently are using some programs data, everything stored in the cache only. So that's the thing about the cache memory. Cache 1, L1, L2, primary cache, secondary cache. So many things there. If we want to improve the performance of the computer, we need and take care of the cache also. And here next is register. You know, register is the one where it's just store the small amount of information. Small amount of information store. And also here, when you go for this all the hierarchy and the interrelation bit diagrams, it increases the speed of the computer and also increasing cost per bit. What is the meaning of cost per bit here? Suppose that means suppose I want to store 1 bit of information, how much money need to invest, how much I have to spend. So 1 bit of information, so like that, as much bit of information there, as much you need to spend money here. So whenever compared to computers or laptops, sometimes we feel it's expensive also because of this hardware components also. So like that, many things there. So here let's go for some of the conclude the session with some points here. Here the fastest access to the data held in processor registers, and the registers are at the top of the main hierarchy as in the diagram. Here the relatively small amount of memory that it can be implemented at the top of the processor chip here. And also the processor is cache, 2 levels of cache, just now I told you. Primary cache level L1 and also is on the processor chip, and level 2 cache is between the main memory and the processor. And also next level is what? Main memory implemented as SIMMS and so on. And next level is the magnetic disk, huge amount of inexpensive storage here. And here speed of the memory access is critical, and the idea is to bring instructions and data that will be used in the near future as close to the processor as possible. So once again repeating here. So here we are seeing the interconnection between the memory main hierarchy, interconnection with the components here, that is secondary devices, main memory, and also cache, especially cache. Types of cache is primary cache and secondary cache, at last registers. So here whenever suppose I have a for example, let's assume the real-time example, I have one 16 GB file with the help of pen drive. I am saving the data. So what happen, when even the pen drive you can possibly copy and places that can copy in the main computer, or else even the pen drive can utilize the program in the computer. So whenever try to execute in the main processor, what will happen in the computer, and it will go and fetch the data. The data from, I can say, data transfer from the secondary storage device to the main memory, and again come to the processor. At last you can view the output of the program, whether out of the program or view any large file and like that. So at last remember, and also moreover the secondary device is very cheap. Today you can see pen drive or the cost will come of 200, 400 in India, like that. Okay, I hope that you understand these operations and how memory hierarchy will be useful in the computer also. Upcoming session definitely explain the remaining parts. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and comment in the Postbox CS channel and stay connected with the social media. Thank you.